Hey, hi everyone. It's Tommy G, Middleaged Millennial, and have a special guest, as we do from time to time. A little guy that's getting not so little these days.
Yeah, all my every one of my relatives keeps track of how much I've grown. They always, you've grown so much, even if it's in the space of a week or two.
Have you grown old enough to drink this stuff yet?
No, not yet. I'm making my way there though.
Did I see you sneaking a little glass when I sort of just walked outside for a moment?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Wrong
just
idea.
checking. Okay, and we got Gina, and we got Jimmy Hamilton. You know James Hamilton. Here, see, we got James Hamilton on here, right? Do you know, as we bring the intro music down, do you know that Dad went to school with James? As I try to, I think the battery's dying on this thing now. There we go. I went to school with James. Wow, we haven't seen each other for 35 years. Do you know that? It was just 35 years. It's
You connect with a lot of people from your school. I think Facebook's kind of built like that.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, it is. It is built like that. Although Facebook's kind of drifted, don't you think? It's now becoming sort of like a middle-aged millennial type thing, right?
Yeah, it's appealing more to older audiences as time goes on. I think.
What sort of age?
30s to 60s, 30s to 50s, 30s to 60s probably good.
So that's X generation. So
Yeah.
where have the
So it's Y and X generation.
where have the Zs gone?
We're all hanging around on the high radiation playground that is Snapchat and Instagram. And I don't do it personally, but
Snapchat and
Yes.
Instagram?
yeah,
You don't do it personally.
the worst corners of the internet.
The worst
Other
one.
than 4chan.
What's that? I haven't even heard about that platform.
Oh, it's quite old. It goes back a few years, possibly even a decade. It's
Right.
a really dark corner of the internet. Not in the way that's
Oh, Jade,
Snapchat
look.
or Instagram.
Auntie Jade's on.
Oh,
There she is. Hey Jade, you gonna say hi to Jade?
hi.
Hi.
Remember that
That was
food we ate
enthusiastic.
2 nights ago? That was nice.
What's that?
I remember that food we ate 2 nights ago. That was nice.
2 nights ago. Okay. Did you hear that? You're gonna have to speak up a little bit, honey, because we've got a microphone over here on the phone as well.
Yeah, I've got a problem with adjusting.
Yeah, this is separate. This is the iPod podcast
Oh, yeah.
microphone. There's another microphone on the phone.
Alright, cool.
On the phone. All right. So we recently, as we were kind of discussing what sort of topic we were going to kick off on, we were on a tour together somewhere. Are we keeping you up?
No, it's just naturally yawning.
How many hours sleep did you get last night?
5.
It wasn't 5, but it might have been 5.
Just a bit
It's
more
like
than
6.
5. Just a bit more than 5,
Like
yeah.
6, yeah.
You don't have to
Okay.
make me guilty in front of all these people.
Yeah, it's only a few thousand. It's okay. So, all right, what were we talking about? We were on a tour. Where were we?
We were going across the Mediterranean
On
on
a
cruise boat
cruise boat.
for 12 days.
Right. Give me your impression. That was your first. I didn't have my first cruise until I was jeez, near 50, dude. I've been half a century on the planet, and here you are at the age of what?
12.
12. On your first cruise.
Cruising the world.
Now,
You add to that, that's the same year, this year, that I just went to America for the first time as well.
Yeah, just hanging.
I'm going across the whole world.
Dude, do you know? You're spoiled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you are.
It's not my fault.
I'm glad you admitted that. Right, it's not my fault. It just happened to be your son. Yeah, mum and dad's son. What the hell?
I just happened to be born into a high-class family. Wow.
High class?
Oh,
that'd be pretty debatable.
High
I think I'd bring the
middle
class down a fair bit, actually, just to keep it amongst the the rest of us, right? Anyway, so tell me about your experience. What do you think of going on a boat for? What do you think of the boat first?
The boat itself?
Yeah, like going on something like these things are not small, right?
Every time we went on the dock to kind of just settle at an island, I would just look at all the other cruise boats in comparison, and I just went, wow, our boat is so much better than theirs.
Right. So talking about lifting class, it's kind of class. It's what you just said.
Well, it's a good boat.
You're talking about Greek fishing boats that we're comparing to here? Or
No,
what?
I said the cruise boats.
Yeah, okay.
They're the boat itself is really nice. It's got so much on there to do.
Right.
And I think they designed it that way because if people are going to spend about like 2 weeks on a single boat half of the time, they've got to be entertained. Yeah. So I think they really brung that. You had a pool, multiple dining restaurants. You had not one, not two, but 3 music clubs, a casino, lots of shops, jewelry, merchandise.
They all tend to have that sort of stuff on them. They're pretty big.
Even like a basketball court and a jogging track on the top of the ship.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was new to you. It was the second time for me. I mean, they usually have that sort of stuff, but they're big, aren't they? I mean, it's like, these things are like...
So big.
15, I think they're 14, 15 decks or something.
It was 13 decks in total.
13 decks.
That was counting the
Well, they didn't count 13. They missed out 13.
Oh, yeah. They missed out 13 because it was an unlucky number.
All right.
It's a normal superstition.
Yeah, right. Well, it was an American cruise liner. That's probably why. Nothing against our American friends, but they don't like the number 13. What stood out for you on the trip? Because I don't know any other kids actually that get that experience.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
I mean, I know one of my classmates went on a cruise boat one time this year.
Right.
But yeah, it's a very exclusive experience.
Right.
It was quite amazing to be on there. I do have to say that they do make it for a certain age.
What age would that be?
They appeal a lot more to adults with, the numerous bars, the adult pool, all scattered around the boat. But they've got stuff for kids as well.
Yeah.
They've got a kids club,
Yeah.
which is honestly a slightly pathetic attempt at appealing to the kids. But you've got to keep them occupied some way, I guess, and it's a good way for them to socialize with other like-minded people their age on the boat as well.
Right. Okay. So, let's talk about the countries that you visited. So, what were they? And I want to sort of see what you kind of drew from each of them as well.
I'm gonna have to count off my finger for this one. Olympia, Athens.
Okay, so Olympia near Athens.
Yeah.
Who comes from there?
You?
Well, I don't specifically, but...
Well, Nana.
Nana.
Yeah. Nana.
Right. Yeah.
So, what else? We had Mykonos.
Right.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Santorini.
Yeah.
Crete.
Yeah.
Kusadasi, Turkey.
Oh yeah. Gee, I can't remember that name. Okay. Yeah.
Rome.
Yeah. Which part of Rome? Oh, Rome itself, the port.
Yeah.
We started. Yeah, and then.
And Naples.
Naples. What are you missing? Naples. So yeah, Pompeii.
Yeah, Pompeii.
Right.
Naples as well.
Okay. All right.
Pompeii's in Naples.
Yeah. So what are your what stood out? What stood out for you?
Highlights?
Oh, who came from Rhodes? Philip. Who's Philip? Grandfather.
Yeah.
Right. What do you call that in Greek? Papu. Right. Okay. So, what really was the highlight? I want to get the highlight and the low light from you.
Highlight?
Yeah.
Mykonos and Rhodes.
Mykonos and Rhodes.
They're
Why?
Coincidentally not coincidentally, but the 2 trips that we didn't do a tour on, and we just got the chance to explore.
Oh, look.
Felt like was really rich
Uncle Ron's on.
Oh.
Ron, He's about 4 floors below. Maybe we should invite him up to the studio.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe so. So, what was I saying? I think it was like a really rich experience just having, our destination guided by us and what suited us at the time, rather than just having a tour. It was really fun, it was just finding our way, because we didn't really know where we were going to end up, and that was the fun part of it.
Right.
There wasn't much to see in Mykonos and Rhodes that, we
There's lots of
couldn't
retail.
see.
Lots of shops.
Yeah,
There's lots of shops in Mykonos.
Well, there's not much that we can't see without a tour guide, which is probably why we decided to go on ourselves. But I felt, because it was so self-guided, so independent, it was really nice outing for the day.
Right.
Especially the lunch.
Yeah.
Lunch is there.
Okay.
Food.
Okay.
The low light. The Acropolis.
The Acropolis?
Yes!
Dude, how can that be a low light? I mean, you're talking about history.
I know you were about to blow the casket when I said that, but let me just explain. The conditions that we were under.
Jules is on. Hey, Jules. How you doing, buddy? Right.
The conditions that we were under while we did that were horrible.
They were.
First of all, we were crowded about 10,000 people, like heavy human traffic going in and out. It took us
massive.
about 1 hour to even get in the damn thing.
Yeah, it was
and
damn hot.
Second, it was blazing hot.
Yeah.
And the worst
That's
part
why
is
they're
we
all
didn't
crunched
even,
in.
It was like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
We didn't even carry a bottle of water.
Yeah.
And the heat only made the people situation worse because of the heat. It was closing down early at 1 o'clock, and people were rushing to get in.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a different perspective right now. Do you know how many people get to see the Acropolis in the world?
No.
Yeah. Well, a lot see it. Certainly not a lot of kids at certainly at the age of 12, right?
Yep.
So, and I know you're not being unappreciative, but even though it was tough conditions, because they now shut it down and they go on strike if it gets to a certain temperature. So all the tour guides were trying to squeeze everybody in. So the thing is, the part I want to get to though is like historically, did you identify anything like within yourself at the meager age of 12 that you kind of learned from about you while you were there and visiting different parts of Greece?
Well, I think it's really just the fascination that 50% of my heritage actually comes through where I was. And it's weird because it was so foreign at the time.
Huh.
But to think this is my origin is it's a pretty interesting thought.
Right.
So I think it was that fascination and just getting to know the place as well, to deepen it, was really the part that made me kind of think about myself and the land.
Interesting. What do you think you'll take away from the experience?
Hard question. I'll take
thanks.
away the memories, obviously.
Right, okay, good.
Keep those.
Yeah.
Those matter.
For sure.
But I think it's just really nice having hands-on experience, especially at this age.
Yeah.
With my origins.
Yeah. Okay. Any learnings?
Well, we learned a bit about war history.
We did.
From 1940s or World War II to
Orchi
back
Day.
in the Ottoman Empire.
And Orchi Day.
Orchi Day, yes.
What does Orchi mean?
Oh. No! No!
No! Alright. So, do you want to recite the story very quickly on Orchi Day?
Alright, here we go. Do we have a timer for 1 minute?
We got 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be counting.
You count in your head.
Yeah, I got it.
3, 2, 1. Basically, the Italians wanted permission to pass through the
Cynthia as well.
border.
Alright, go on. Sorry.
So, the Italian leader, Mussolini at the time,
Yep.
kindly requested the Greek Prime Minister, could we pass through your land?
Right.
One word answer. Oi.
Orchi. Yeah. Right. And because it was like Mussolini, and they do say that it was the... I think they expected a blitzkrieg, the Germans, like 48 hours and we're done, and it took them, instead of 2 days, it took them like 2 months to be able to get through. And so the Russian winter came in, and they reckon that a lot of the congressmen in the US, and a lot of respected people.
The Russian
politics.
winter is kind of when everything turned around.
Yeah. Right.
So it turned in the Allies' favor.
Yeah.
They started gaining more countries on their side.
Yeah.
They fought off the German troops from not just Greece but other places as well.
Yeah.
And that's when they were circling them back to Germany.
Right. Cool. So yeah, we could have changed the course of the war. I'm sure there were other events as well that did same, but it was certainly one of those ones that was probably proud to be a Greek.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move it to. I mean, there's some sculptures there as well. I had no idea that the sculpture of what was it in one of the museums? Not the Versace. There is a famous statue that's part of the fashion industry, which I didn't realise was there. Anyway, we'll come back to it.
The only statue I remember, and I think there's only one reason why I remember this one. Right. It was the statue of the Big Gun.
It was a nude statue?
Yes!
Okay.
Well, it was especially a nude statue.
Who was it?
I'm not sure, but it was wearing one of those faces that's kind of like an icon of drama. You know, the ones that they see plays like the happy mask and the sad mask?
Right.
It's like one of those.
Like Beauty and the Beast or something.
Yeah.
Or the happy and the things that you see in theatre usually. And it has a draped sort of a thing under it. Right.
Yeah, it was basically him with like a massive wee about half of his size.
Right. Okay. Nice. Thanks for
this is just in the context of actual history.
Right. Yeah. All right. Now sorry, I've got a thing happening in the back there. So. I've got 48 seconds to find the remote control. All right, so let's get into something that's... hey, we got Scotty on as well.
Screw the music, then.
Scotty's in Canada. He's a good friend. And we got Jasmine, we got Evelyn, we got Cynthia. You got a whole crowd you're pulling here, kid.
Wow.
And I got 30 seconds to keep the music in the background. So tell us... Let's talk about art. Yep, I'm going to change gears. Let's talk about art. All right then. Yeah, one of your favourite subjects. Well, in 17 seconds, make sure that we don't lose our music.
You sound sarcastic.
I'm not being sarcastic.
You
fixed it. All right. So tell me, because I mean, it's one of your favourite subjects. Kind of? You think? Kind of? I mean, I've seen your drawings, and people have, and they're like crazy. And we can talk about some topics around this as well, but. Kind of interested. What is it you find about art that is enjoyable for you? Why do you like it?
I think the purpose of art is to convey a message, not only a linear one, but one that many people can also interpret into their meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So art is really that to me, but there's so much different areas of it. There's so much different purposes. Art is really something that's universal these days.
So interpretation, it's funny. I'll go into an art museum and it's not the first thing that I'm going to go, whoa, cool, let's go to the art museum. I'm assuming that's different for you. Whereas you want to go in there, why?
I want to see some really provocative works. I want to see really nice, effortful works that people have done. I want to see, stuff. I really want to see just paintings, because I know that they were made by a person.
Right.
Because, the reasons why that said person made said painting. Quite interesting. And just to think about them for a moment, as well as appreciate the aesthetical design they put into it. I think to me, something that differentiates art from sports is it doesn't really matter how good you are at it. Especially visual art. because I think, you know, it's not going to really matter that much whether you're good or bad. It's kind of, well, you know, whether art is good or bad is something that's subjective, more than objective.
Right.
Rather than sport and other things, because, you know, I'm not saying that you can just walk in with a painting that's half white, half black canvas and get it submitted. I mean, anyone could make art that way. Okay, this is really complicated.
No, this is it's interesting because for me it's a new.
I feel
you
have to put effort into your works, and it not just okay. This is an object. I'm gonna leave this here for people to interpret it. But you don't have to make it. You don't have to focus on making it so good. You just have to make something that really represents you, what you're trying to say, and what you think is good. Something that's at your own standards.
Interesting. So it's like it's a self-expression thing.
Yeah.
It's the word interpretation that you've used a couple of times. So define what you would say is interpretation, and then how do you draw that from a piece of art? Like, what is it that you see, or what do you look for? So the first question is like, what is interpretation?
So interpretation is basically someone's view on something, and it is used to describe a situation where different people have different opinions or different looks at the same thing. So I might interpret something as this, but someone might interpret it as another thing.
Right.
So it's another word for view, but used in kind of sentences.
Right.
That have situations where people think of different things of the same object.
But I will look at what is called a piece of art, and you go to an art museum, and I'll go, okay, and then there's so many times too, and you hear people that perhaps have, you know, us kind of like Luddites, or whatever you want to call us, that will look at something that's like really abstract and go, oh, I could have done that, or someone could have done that, but this one costs like millions and millions of dollars, and you're kind of like, why? And then you would say, because it's open to interpretation. I'm going, of what? I don't interpret. You're talking about interpretation and art and seeing something and interpreting. What is it you're actually interpreting?
You're interpreting the meaning of the art piece. You're interpreting the tone of the art piece. You're just interpreting different areas of the whole painting, and that's what makes a viewing from each person different.
So everybody has a different experience.
Yes. So someone might see something as, joyous and happy,
right,
whereas the other person might see it as a bit depressing, sad and emotional.
Right.
This is basic stuff, but
right,
it's really fascinating how it's covered in art.
Right. And so what do you, is it, for you it's basically a form of personal expression when you do it?
It's a bit of an outlet, and I don't feel that the message has to be so deep like it usually is. It can be plain out, because whether you're trying to make a really metaphorical big painting,
right,
about quite controversial topics to provoke emotion when people look at it in a museum, or you're just trying to make a comic book and you're sketching out a character doing something so people can see that character doing something, and rightly interpret it as some art pieces want you to have a specific message taken from it, and other ones just want you to interpret them.
Right.
But different forms of art are made for different purpose.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't be switched around.
Okay. Interesting. So, what about, and you enjoy music as well for the same reason?
Well, kind of. There's different areas to music that make it good and worth listening to. The lyrics are one, definitely. There's other stuff like the sound design, the instrumentals.
Right. Emotional.
Yeah.
It's an emotional experience for you, or
it's an emotional one. Definitely, I think listening to music doesn't have to be one emotion. There's so many different genres of music.
Yeah.
You could just pick something that's best suited to your personality or mood.
Right. Okay. Have you thought of writing music, or what? No.
Thought of it.
Right. What's your favourite? Your genre seems to be moving a bit at the moment.
I don't think it's moving. It's broadening.
It's right, broadening. Okay, fair call.
Moving kind of gets the sense that I'm choosing one genre over
the
another
other.
at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm appreciating more.
More interesting. Okay. Very cool.
I'm being a lot more open.
Be more open.
And I think that's a really good move.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, music's music, right?
Yeah.
You have your kind of favourite areas, but it's good to explore and see the adventure in what else there is out there. Okay, let's talk about something else. What do you want to talk about?
I'm not good with coming up with subjects.
I've got to do all the work?
Yes, I'm sorry. We usually just start off by talking about school and then go everywhere.
With it. Well, we didn't talk about school.
I don't think we should.
No, well, I'm not going to.
It's a lot more of a personal subject for us. Yeah.
Yes, every kid loves school. Let's talk about nature, because we've done a few like walks in nature that we're keeping you up. Yeah.
It's just natural yawning. It's not that I'm bored or anything. Please don't.
Right. Okay. Maybe it was that 6 hours sleep you got last night.
Yeah, I think it
growing
was.
kid. It's not quite enough.
I think it was.
You're flying in late, dude. So, what about nature? We've done a couple of like nature walks up in around here on the Gold Coast, for example, and you've done some down in Adelaide, and you enjoy hiking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun experience.
What do you like about it?
I think, it's a nice way to exercise recreationally, and you're moving into nature, and you're progressing towards it, and you're moving through different scenery, through different places that you get to see. You just enjoy what's really around you as you move higher. Me and Mom, a few months ago, recently did the Mount Lofty trek. So that was pretty big. We went really high up into the altitude, so it was quite an experience because the temperature got increasingly colder as we went up.
Yeah.
So it was really nice kind of feeling that intensity build as we walked up, and looking everywhere, just seeing how high up we are, and kind of just thinking to myself, it's a really nice way to get lost in your own mindscape.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So what sort of thoughts you go, and what goes on in your mind?
A lot of stuff.
Oh yeah? It probably comes with a creative mind. Is it like dark? Is it?
It can be light, it can be dark, it's everything in there.
So you're going to this sort of mind painting type exercise?
Yeah, through the simplest subjects to the most deepest wonders of the world.
Wow. What about science? Take me there.
You're just asking about everything. Alright, let's go.
What do you like about it? Because it's like, there's science and there's art.
Yeah,
it's
it's weird.
They're kind of like, there's a
polar
dichotomy.
Opposites.
Yeah.
But I feel like people who can appreciate art can appreciate science as well.
Why?
Science it's very interesting because it's getting to know, getting to senses with the rules of the universe, mapping them out, and with that, using the rules of science to create new breakthroughs, revolutions. I wonder how that works. See, I think science is not just for the people that have really high intellect or are nerds, but people who have curiosity are very bound to get into science.
Right.
And I think that's why I'm into it myself. I want to know how everything works.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious.
Right. Yeah, okay, I can relate to that one. It's interesting how there is that. I mean, so the connection between art and science. You need to have a snooze. So, yeah, because one's kind of like, would you say black and white and kind of based on fact and proven theories and so on, and the other one is kind of like interpretation, it's abstract and it's whatever you like it to be.
Yeah.
So how do they kind of come together?
It's nearly like fiction and non-fiction.
Right. So how do you so you have an appreciation for one.
In a way, you can really relate both of them to both sides of the brain. Left is a lot more factual and based on reasoning, whereas the other one tends to act a lot more on compassion, creativity, and mood, and what you interpret as things around you.
Right.
But together, even though they're like polar opposites of each other, they form a shade of gray to, collaboratively.
Yeah.
To make the mind.
To make the mind. I like it.
And I feel like if people have a really strong mind, they'll learn to appreciate both, because they really good left side. They've got a really good understanding of the left side and right side. Right.
So more of a balanced left and right brain thing. I mean, you're left-handed, so that means you're going to be weighted certainly towards right. It's interesting you have that left logic piece as well for something like that's hard kind of factual science.
Yeah.
How do you think where do you think they work together, and where do you think they conflict?
I think they just conflict on the way they act, because it's not, I don't want to repeat this again.
Right.
But science is based on fact, whereas art is based on fiction, and bringing that to life. But they really just collide with the kind of rules and the things they're based on. But I think the human mind and how we separate our left and right brain is really a matter of how the most contrasting things can really work with each other.
For the better.
Yeah.
How do you think? All right. Where do you think it does work together? Or I don't want to give you a get out of jail free card on this one, but is that the only place that perhaps where it's good? Where do you think where else do you think they can work together? How do they work together if they're polar opposites?
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah, it is deep.
I'm gonna have to do some thinking on
digging.
that one.
Yeah.
But I think it's really just because you have a balance, you can use both to your advantage. Because they don't work against each other, they just work at different times.
Right. Or in different frequencies, kind of like. I'm trying to see where they create tension. I think I've got an idea of that, and then I'm trying to see where they work together. I mean, if I look at that, I think that we really are kicking you up, aren't we? Yeah. Oh, I'm jet lagged. It was such a big flight from Adelaide to the Gold Coast. So
was it
jet lag by what? 30-minute time zone?
It was a PM flight, okay?
It was oh my god! I got in at I landed at 9 p.m. I'm exhausted.
It's not my fault. We got back at 10
right.
o'clock.
So it was later actually. So I think where I see them working together is that where you can in art there's like that free open thinking for creativity, and in science you have what is somewhat proven and factual and kind of black and white, right? So with art you have all that area and shades of grey and possibility, where things could go, what they could be, maybe they're wrong, whatever. to then, no, this is what it is.
Yeah, so I think maybe creativity and art is the kind of element that leads you out there.
Yep.
But then, you know, science and the left side of the brain is always the area that says, statistically, here is how far you can go.
Right. So one's perhaps based on history and what's been proven so far, and the other one is an exploratory, but this is perhaps what it could be.
Yeah.
Or maybe it could go here. So one could perhaps be evolving. Maybe the artistic side, the creative side could evolve science to break the rules that exist today. Because what we thought it was maybe is what we saw then, but now it's actually different because we've proven these extra things and it's taken it to the next, like a science version 1.0 goes to science version 2.0. No? It's not. You're not picking up what I'm putting down?
It's hard.
It's hard?
Rushing through all this at the same time, we're doing it all live. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, alright. So no, so
you can't just explain quantum theory in
oh, forget it. I'll be the last person to explain that. I think I'm just looking at the high level of like science and art, where art can take science to a different place. How art can help science evolve.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
I think they can both be mutualistic.
Yeah. So they can definitely work together.
Benefit off each other.
Right, but a lot of people don't like things being either disproven or things changing. And that's part I'm talking about. So if you look at like disruption, we've seen like in the industry that Dad's in, significant disruption because it changes so fast. And there are even these things where these quantum leaps happen, like a thing called the cloud now, which never existed. And it affected a lot of organizations negatively because they got caught sort of with their pants down, so to speak. They got caught having to quickly twist on a dime, and a lot of organizations couldn't. And so they discredited these newfound ways of delivering solutions to problems, dealing with them the way we were before, right? Which is where I see science sitting. But because of some creative thinking, it went to the cloud. But a lot of people had certain interests that they didn't want that to happen, and also some were just healthy skeptics that thought, hang on, that could be kind of risky to go that way.
Science adapts to creativity and draws a line in the sand to where possibilities are real and fictional.
As they are understood today.
Yes.
Right. But I think the creativity and the artistic part takes it to potentially to a new place, to then prove the new theories, to keep it evolving.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Because the possibilities of art are infinite, and it's leading that line drawn by science even further down to the exposition.
Right. Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I mean, I hadn't really, until we started discussing it just now, thought that much about it. As you said, deep, but it's not so deep that it's hard to understand.
Yeah. Well, I guess for someone my age, yeah, but...
You're doing a pretty good job.
I'm special, so...
Yeah, oh, are you? Yeah, tell everybody about that.
My mommy told me I'm special.
Oh, you've been more programmed. Okay.
Yep.
So, cool. What's a topic that really cheeses you off? What really pisses you off? Could be a few things.
Oh,
I can't have junk food today, especially when I'm with Dad. Something like that, right? What else we got? Hey, Maddie's been watching as well. We got Stacy and Scotty, Jasmine, as we said before. So what really peeves you?
Dumb
people? Dad's not that smart, kid.
Not mentally
I'm taking
dumb.
offense.
Not mentally dumb.
What were you saying?
Um,
Just things that you think are like a stupid thing to do.
when I say that, I'm probably just referring to computer aids, but...
Yeah, well, that's school stuff. But
Yeah.
let's talk about people in general.
It just
What is it that, like in society, like we
Dumb
talk about?
people's
Okay, let's talk about China and Hong Kong right now.
Oh well, that's a big leap.
That's a big. Well, it's about the same sort of thing. So what is it that? Do you think it's unjust? What's happening there right now?
Quite. Yes.
Yes. Why?
I think it's.
It is part of China,
in
you know.
Chinese culture that the government really try to place themselves up there as control freaks.
Right.
To the point where they deny democracy of any country, and I think especially with what actually set the protests off in the first place was implementing laws.
China's not democratic though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Implementing laws without the say of the people.
You know where democracy comes from.
Greece.
You know the word of the demos. This sounded like that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. You know the word demos. It comes from the Greek word demos, democracy. Anyway, go ahead.
And because they're not really letting their people have that, it's they're starting to resist because the citizens really want to say on what goes on.
Citizens of where?
China.
China
in
or
general,
Hong Kong?
Hong Kong specifically, yes.
Right.
So now they're going to really, really far lengths to really act up on what they want. Because I think a lot of people feel passionate about this and they really want to make a change. And it's gone to such a degree that recently they started clogging up airports and flights in and out of Hong Kong have been fully cancelled.
Yeah.
For a few days now.
Getting pretty hot in there right now.
I don't blame them. I think it's a really effective way to prove a point, to be honest.
For who? For Hong Kong to prove a point?
Yeah. And if they keep this up, they may, really strongly reinforcing or even implement a democratic system in the Chinese government, which is something they're really pushing themselves because, a country is not really based on the land itself, but the people who make it up. So if China decides to go real against the people of Hong Kong, then they're going against Hong Kong itself.
But
so
Hong Kong
they've
is
got
part
to
of
adapt.
China.
Yeah, exactly. So that's quite ironic. So they're stabbing themselves.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've got the establishment that's there, thousands of years old, that's been very much control based.
Well, I think if they really want to bring a lot more peace into the place and a lot more, well-being for the people, they really need to adapt to current time with a democratic system of some sort.
Aren't you imposing a system on a place where it's not your place? Do you think?
This is just my opinion, but...
Okay, no, that's cool, that's cool. So I'm just being a sort of bit of a devil's advocate here. What do you think should happen then? Do you think it should be democratic?
Yes, it should. I think democracy is a perfect choice because it's, if it's not democracy, then most of what happens is judged by people in high class and not just the people. Whereas I think if you reach out to the country's going to evolve to fit its citizens because they're going to keep giving feedback to kind of mold it.
Right, but that'd be kind of like bottom up rather than top down, and China has very much been a top down governing
and if they,
state in the way they've operated.
Change and they probably need to evolve.
Right. Okay. Nice word. Yeah. Well, as I said, a lot of people don't like change because it means extra effort and work. And when you're getting comfortable and you've set things up, then you don't want that kind of threatened. And if you have to go do extra work to retain it, then that's kind of, why should I have to do that? So and things evolve at different speeds. So I don't know if, I mean, how would you handle it? If you were in charge, what would you do? Remember, you've got the largest population on the planet, and then you've got probably 7 or 8 million people in Hong Kong, and you have what is it now, about 3 or 1.4 billion in the rest of China. Second largest economy on the planet and growing. So, how do you handle something like a Hong Kong situation? And the ramifications are worldwide as well. What happens there is going to be very interesting from a socio-political point of view.
I think what the leaders of China are doing now are pushing back on their citizens, denying them of, speech to actually influence the government. They're saying, we're not going to listen to you. No matter what we do, we're not going to listen to you. That's only going to force them to push harder.
Who?
I don't know who specifically.
Right, no, but you started talking about the government, the leadership?
Yeah.
Right, of China?
People in high leadership positions
right,
in China.
Okay, all right. They're saying, hey, this is the way it's going to be. Sorry. Yeah. We can do it the hard way, we can do it the easy way. And look, a lot of those situations exist around the world, I think. Some of them aren't as obvious. There are certain countries, not to be named here and now, that operate in more covert ways to retain control or gain control. This one's kind of obvious because it's hitting the streets. And it's unfortunate that we have these situations when there are lives at stake as well. So, okay, well, we covered a fair bit of ground.
We did.
We've done a few of these over the last, year and a half? Yeah. So they've kind of evolved. And we're getting to starting to discuss some pretty big and deep stuff for an X generation dude. Yeah.
Y X.
Oh, sorry, Y. Oh, you're a Z.
You're an X.
And you're a Z.
Are you an X?
Yeah, just. Yeah, what? What did you think I was? You're going to call me a baby boomer?
No. Yeah.
That's okay. There's a lot of baby boomers out there. But, I just missed out on baby boom and I got into X. And you're a Z.
I'm Zeddy.
Zeddy?
Yeah.
Right. What do Zeddies think about this stuff before we close out? I mean...
They have no view on it whatsoever.
Is that right? They just
Zeddies
what are they going to eat next?
Not care.
The next video gaming release?
What? No.
Zeddies don't care. Is that because they're still young?
All Zeddies play is Fortnite, so they don't care about other games.
You don't play Fortnite?
Yeah, I don't.
You did for a little while.
We don't mention those times.
Oh my god, that was embarrassing. Right,
kind of, yeah.
Minecraft? You can't be embarrassed about Minecraft.
Oh, no, I can't. Everyone's going back to the moment.
Yeah, wow. How come?
I think it's just the nostalgia of the people who used to play Minecraft.
It's become retro?
Coming back. Yeah, it's becoming a retro classic.
Oh my god.
In the eyes of the Z generation.
It's not like Pac-Man?
Everyone's kind of going back to the roots of their childhood.
Wow, that must have been all of 3 years ago.
Minecraft is still keeping up live service, so everything's changed. It's nearly like a whole new game, and people are starting to really get back into it. It's a whole push.
Huh. There we go. Minecraft
it's even
2.0.
Beating Fortnite. It's came back from the dead.
It's come back from the dead.
It's came back from
We've
the dead.
raised the phoenix from the ashes.
Choke it to the ground.
Holy cow. Okay. And the sort of gaming that you're into?
I'm into multiplayer,
Shoot
RPG
'em up,
stuff.
kill them, type, blow their brains out. Dopamine explosion-y type stuff.
You're choosing the labels that make the worst impressions.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, killing's good. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't actually happen.
I said digital killing's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aside from the fact that your brain, your subconscious probably doesn't know the difference. I just hope that never makes it beyond the. Hang on, let's just check that before it gets out of your prefrontal cortex.
If you've got conscious awareness, then
Right.
you're fine.
Hopefully. Yeah. Some
Of course I do.
people, they kind of don't, or it slips through the gate, or they've got a big hole in there somewhere in their prefrontal. So, let's just check first between, what my subconscious is trying to get me to do and what actually is the right thing to do.
Well, your conscious is a lot more powerful than your subconscious while you're in the real world.
Oh, how did you know that? You've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff?
Yeah, that and I don't know, just thinking about how they're active. Your subconscious just kind of acts behind your mind, whereas when you slip into REM sleep and experience dreams, and that's when, you're fully submerged in your own brain.
Huh.
And that's where your subconscious leads the way.
What about when you're awake? You're saying it's not leading the way? You don't think it's still making a lot of the decisions?
Because, it might be making, or having a say on a few of them, but mostly you're...
Checking things out the gate?
Yeah, exactly. You're a lot more self-aware than you are in dreams.
Right, but you're saying that the subconscious is a lot more powerful.
Well, when you're into it, yeah. When you've gotten into your subconscious.
That could be a topic for another conversation.
Wow. All right then.
All right. So, I guess we're gonna
cinch some lunch.
We're gonna sit some lunch.
Yep.
Where are we going?
Bumbles.
We're going to Bubbles?
Yep.
Sounds like a good idea to me, dude.
All right.
Are we going to do a kayak or what? Come on, it's a beautiful day. It's like 27 here.
Maybe, yeah. We'll have lunch.
We can eat and then maybe we can just paddle it off somewhere.
We'll see what we feel like.
Alright.
We'll walk there.
Alright.
That's enough for you.
Yeah, right. We'll walk there. Yeah. We can run there if you like.
No.
Alright.
Alright, okay. Let's just end the podcast.
Alright. Okay, so thank you, Aki G, Z, Junior, whatever, Aki. Thanks for those that dropped in along the way. Hopefully it was interesting to a few people that dropped into the room to check out what's going on with the G's.
All right. Anyway, you want to say your intro? Outro?
Outro?
Please?
I don't know. What's the outro? Oh, yeah, I remember.
Your outro line.
What is it?
You have to say it. I can't say it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, I know what it is.
What does it start with?
Your name.
It does?
This is Tommy G.
Middleaged Millennial.
Just do it.
Just do it, Dad. All right. Well, remember to enjoy life. Right.
Here.
Right.
Now.
Today. Whoa, we got it. Because, look, Nana just joined. Yeah, look, see, you can see right there. Right? She'll have to play it back.
Yeah.
We've already been gasbagging long enough. All right, so remember to enjoy life, right?
Here.
No, right
No.
now.
Right now.
Right.
Here.
Today. And we'll see you on the next
podcast.
And we'll see you on the next Middleaged Millennial
and Aki G
and Tommy G.
Middle-aged
Middle-aged
Millennial.
next time round. Okay, bye guys.